Scorpio season is bringing up the theme of emotional regulation, and I feel like you are learning to balance out your psychological state and your awareness through compassion and confidence. Or compassion and confidence, it is what is going to help you to emotionally regulate. Now, emotional regulation means to exert control over your emotional state regardless of the circumstances, okay? Having this unconditional resolve within you so that you are able to face how you feel with this compassion and this confidence, and also use some techniques that help you to rethink and to refocus, whether if it's for reducing the intensity of emotions or reviving, amping up certain emotions that can help you to exert and assert yourself accordingly to the situations you could be facing in life. It says, and the best way to do this is to practice healthy habits to help you to stay aware of your emotional and psychological states and to balance that out. So that could be like, writing, drawing, something creative, something lucrative. It could be exercising, something that makes you happy. Maybe you like to spend time with animals. It's incorporating that into your life when you could feel emotionally unregulated, or your emotions are kind of like all over the place, or there's highs and lows and you're not able to regulate that. So it's like you have to incorporate healthy habits instead of coping mechanisms. So it's going to be healthy habits over coping mechanisms, because coping mechanisms is just like, okay, let's say if you resort to drugs, or if you resort to eating food, or that overindulgence is just distracting you from your emotions. It's repressing your emotions, meaning it's going to come back up later because it has not been regulated and it's still kind of chaotic. So you're getting underneath that surface. All right, I want to pull a card on this message and get a little bit deeper. I'm going to pull a card from the unveiling of the golden age. Okay, and we're going to see what we get from this message here. What's going on, Holy Spirit? Because I notice me, like, I'm not the best at emotionally regulating. So, and I'm noticing it's because there's some emotions that I don't want to feel, you know what I'm saying? But it's not about whether you want to feel the emotion. It's about allowing that emotion to be set free, okay? Not harboring it, not holding on to it, you know what I'm saying? But letting it go, all right? There's no need to repress it or press it down, because that's just going to make you feel kind of like, what I was gonna say, like claustrophobic within your own emotions, or scared to feel, scared to even express how you feel. Yeah, we got the 10 of Cups here, and we also have the 2 of Cups. Wow. So the difference between these is the 8 of Cups, and that talks about leaving bad habits, walking away from things that no longer serve you, and walking towards true fulfillment, true synergy. There's like an expansion of synergy here. This is like closer connecting to yourself. Yeah, both of these are 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups. These are water energy. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. You don't have to be that sign, but those energies are very all right. The 10 of Cups, 3:11 on the clock. It says this is a time for happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. And I'm also seeing like knowing that you deserve happiness, harmony, and fulfillment is also something that can help you to work through your emotions. It says, let yourself be lit up with what you love, and the bliss of your heart will overflow into the world. This card is a beautiful sign of much love, including bliss, harmony in your current relationships, including with yourself. So some of you are improving the connection you have with yourself by learning to build healthy habits, okay, healthy routines that help you to acknowledge your emotions, because I'm hearing your feelings matter. All right, your feelings matter too. It says there is an inner sense of happiness and joy, and everyone is getting on well with each other. Bonds are strong, and it's like you feel like you can relax and enjoy each other's company. So this could be helping you when it comes to your family. The 10 of Cups can represent family, and then I see the Five of Swords here. Okay, so this talks about neutralizing the charge, okay? Neutralizing. So you could be approaching things from a neutral standpoint, an impartial standpoint, so that you are not, I would say, carried away or overwhelmed by your feelings here, okay? So it says it may also signify a new relationship or the deepening of a current one. Family feuds may have reached their completion, and forgiveness can now be integrated. Integration, integration, integration. Because once you become aware, then you have to integrate. 444, and this takes patience. But this also helps you to better protect your emotions, and also help you to stand strong in any situation that could have some type of emotional influence. Okay, it says take a moment to fully appreciate this idyllic moment in time. So what is ideal? Okay, sometimes when we feel something that's contrary to what we see as an ideal emotion or the ideal emotional response or reaction, that may trigger us. So what triggers that balance between response and reaction? Okay, so for some of you, this is tapping into a limitless energy of natural flow. Okay, but there could also be some type of overflow of love coming in after a while of maybe feuding with how you feel or feuding with those you feel the strongest about. So take some deep breaths. Okay, ground yourself and tap into the soothing nature of the Most High, of the Holy Spirit. Okay, ask the Holy Spirit to help you to regulate your emotions. All right, especially when it comes to things you care the most about, people you care the most about, and yourself. Okay, any emotion, no emotion is bad or negative. Okay, and it's in a message coming from you to tell you more about yourself here. So let's also get into the Two of Cups. What number is that? 37. Okay. So we got 37 and we got 45. That's 9 and that's 10. 9, 10 could be significant. 45 and 37, you could be between the ages of 37 and 45. It says the power of partnership and collaboration is present and eager to move through you. Open yourself up to exciting co-creations that are more than the sum of their parts. Okay. So I'm also hearing like when you notice that sometimes the situation, the circumstance, the occurrence, the time, the moment is bigger than the feeling, you are better able to manage and exert your emotions with an assertiveness and confidence because you're seeing things from a more objective viewpoint than subjective. Okay, so when you're seeing things from subjective, you're only seeing it from your side, but when you're seeing it from an objective, you're seeing it from a higher perspective, like the perspective of the Most High or the perspective of your higher self here. Okay, so you're able to respond from the you that is your most highest potential within that circumstance or within that feeling, that emotion. So this is tapping into your highest potential here and heightening your perspective. Okay, in surrendering to the synergy that happens when you are aware of your emotions and when you know how to regulate them. All right, so if you are feeling intense overwhelming emotions, then you would regulate that with a calming energy, right? And if you're experiencing a lack of emotion, you would want to amp yourself up, you would want to hype yourself up, or do things that hype yourself up. So I think I'm getting to the point. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. This is definitely talking about a psychological balance, okay? You have to have some type of psychological balance. And the only way to achieve that is by, not being afraid of awareness, not being afraid to learn, not being afraid to integrate what you have learned, the knowledge you have received from experience into wisdom here. So integration, synergy is a big part of this, okay? Of you realizing yourself and stepping into this emperor energy, okay? This sovereign cohesion. All right, and the emperor talks about honoring your boundaries and maintaining them with integrity and leading by example. All right. When we embody and emanate security and stabilities, others feel safe and trusting, and we also feel safe and trusting with ourselves, knowing that we can rely on ourselves to be strategic, responsible, and disciplined. All right, so there could be some type of plan you were setting in motion to ensure that you were able to emotionally regulate better than you have in the past. And this is being willing to learn from yourself as well too. This card is also inviting you to take the leadership role and to welcome this positive dominance and control into your life. But be careful of becoming overly caught up in strict rules and regulations and rigid thinking so that you're not holding yourself back, trying to regulate yourself. So emotional regulation is emotional control, but not so much to the point where it makes you rigid, to the point where it makes you repress, because that's what we are stepping out of, becoming rigid, becoming repressed, or even feeling stagnant. This is emotional regulation is allowing the flow to flow, okay? Surrendering to the flow and allowing it to help you to grow and expand, and not trying to control how much you grow within a certain moment in time, because your potential is limitless unless you put limits on it. And this is something you have to realize, that you have more power than you may realize in certain moments, but it just takes that moment to tap in and center.